2016, we drove the first ever SUV by Bentley, the Bentayga.
While it had the typical Bentley cubes, it needed a bit more jazz.
And hence, the designers at Bentley went back to the drawing board and got the facelift.
The subtle styling changes brought the much-needed oomph factor.
And that Bentayga did get extremely good response, so much so that now Bentayga accounts for almost 40% of Bentley's entire sales.
8 years on, you would expect an all-new model, but built on the Volkswagen Group MLB EVO platform, which also underpins the current Cayenne and Urus, is what we have today, the Bentayga extended wheelbase.
It's even more special because now this is the flagship by Bentley after the brand bid farewell to the Mulsanne.
Stepping into the considerable legacy left behind by Mulsanne is no small feat. For a decade, Mulsanne held the pinnacle at Bentley. However, as the automotive landscape evolves with a marked preference for SUVs, even in the super luxury segment, Bentley strategically turned to the extended wheelbase version of its already acclaimed SUV, Bentayga. The question is the purge justified? Well, before we get into it, do subscribe to Autocar India if you haven't already.
The Bentayga is identified by the quad headlamps, and what I really like about these headlamps are these crystal effect.
The crystal effect reflects the sunlight during the day, creating an illusion of a lit-up headlamp. The chrome is hard to miss. The wide vertical slat grille up front in this Azure variant and the diamond pattern in the bumper are all in chrome, giving Bentayga EWB enough shine to make people take note.
On the side, you will notice the 22-inch massive alloys. They look very nice, and these tires are 285 by 40 profile, very well suited to the size of this extended wheelbase Bentayga. Down below is the badging of the variant Azure. The company says the extended wheelbase Bentayga is 180 mm longer than the standard wheelbase, and the entire increase has gone to the rear door. So you can see the rear door is pretty massive, and what lies inside is what the Bentayga is known for. But let me take you to the rear first.
And despite the increase of 180 mm, which is roughly 7 inches, the car looks proportional from all sides, wearing its lengthened profile with much elegance. The rear is identifiable by the elliptical tail lamps and quad exhaust. Pressing the B in the Bentley logo opens up 380 liters of boot space. There is space for spare wheel under the floorboard, freeing up luggage space.
If you find the floor a bit too high, you have the option of reducing the floor height by a press of a button here. Now the car that we have here has the airplane inspired second row, and hence you cannot fold it, but if you opt for a standard seat on the second row, then you can fold it.
The buttons for which are given in the luggage area itself.
And with that, it's time for me to take you to the coveted second row. But before I do that, I want to show you something, which is this first edition badge. This car gets this badge because the car has been built within the first year of the launch of the Bentayga EWB. The amount of space you get to just enter this seat is just phenomenal. The door is really wide, and hence you get almost like a gateway to enter here.
And for the first time, the door is powered.
That means you just press the button here and the door shuts. Of course, these doors have soft close as well. And once you are inside, you realize you have a lot of leg space. The knee room, the leg room is just phenomenal. And in case you want more leg space,
you choose the relaxed mode on the touchscreen remote. The seat reclines up to 40 degrees. More space is made by moving the front passenger seat forward, and the footboard opens up,
making sure you can truly relax here. Bentley offers you 3 arrangements for the rear seat. First is the normal bench style, then you have another where the 2 passenger seats are wider and there's a porch in the middle. But the one to opt for is this airline-inspired first-class rear seats.
The Bentayga EWB's rear seat have seat auto climate. Sensor detect the seat's temperature and humidity constantly and then cools or warms the surface automatically to keep you comfortable at all times. These seats also come equipped with posture adjust feature, which makes regular micro adjustments to the seat cushions, making sure your body doesn't get tired and stiff in one position during long drives.
The pattern that you see here is supposed to reduce stress. By the way, the ambient light filters through from here. It looks beautiful.
The handcrafted leather on the seats and door panel sport a new elongated version of Bentley's signature diamond quilting that the company calls Harmony Diamond Quilt.
The personal entertainment screen that you see here is optional.
This 10.1-inch Bentley rear entertainment system can stream OTTs like Netflix and supports device mirroring too. As standard, you only get the touchscreen remote to manage functions like rear seat comfort, temperature, etc.
Well, now in this day and age, you might say that's really less because we have gotten used to gadgets all around. But there is also a luxury in simplicity because it makes your life very easy and convenient to just have one small screen and not get bothered with all the gizmos and gadgets around you. I really like it. Now, let's talk about this center console area because that's also very interesting. There are two cup holders here. Then
there is a lot of space under the armrest to keep your knickknacks. In the center console, you get a wireless charger for the rear passengers and two seat-type charging points.
The seats come with inbuilt massaging function. You can change the type and the intensity of the massage from this screen.
The wide door means that the glass area is rather large, giving great visibility. And to ensure privacy, you have power-assisted sunblinds. There is panoramic sunroof which has been moved 125mm rearwards to place it perfectly above the second row to accommodate for the increased wheelbase. At the front, there is a good dose of new age tech, but plenty of old world charm too, with details like the veneered wood panels, the signature analog clock, and push-pull style metal AC vent controls. Up front, there is a 10.9-inch touchscreen infotainment system which comes with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a NIME premium audio system, an automatic aircon with air ionizer and purifier with PM 2.5 filters.
Most likely, the owner of this Bentayga EWB is never going to sit on this front seat because if the first chauffeur is not on duty, the second one will be. But in that off chance that he sits on this seat, he will find the seat absolutely comfortable. Of course, they are not as fancy as the rear seat, the airline-inspired second row, but they do come with ventilation function.
And massaging too. Bentayga EWB is made to order, giving its customers many options for customization and personalizations. Customers can also opt for ADAS, which will give them access to features like lane departure warning, adaptive cruise control, blind spot assist, rear crossing traffic assist, etc.
Are you ready?
Now on to the ride quality of this massive palace on wheels.
To talk about Bentayga EWB's ride quality, it makes better sense to sit on the second row and talk about it because ultimately what matters is the owner's comfort and that owner is going to sit on this seat most often. So right now where I am, it's an expressway and the road's very smooth, but I did experience the city drive earlier during the day and I'm happy to report that the car's air suspension, the multi-mode air suspension works very well. On slow speeds, I think the absorption is a little less, but as the car picks up speed, the absorption becomes much better and you barely feel anything filter through inside.
While the suspension does the job well, the 22-inch 285/40 profile tires on our test car are too low profile to absorb the undulation of Indian roads. However, the ride quality does improve as you pick up speed.
The engine is pretty refined. You barely hear any engine noise inside. However, I did feel that you experience a little bit of body roll inside the car.
Bentayga EWB comes equipped with Bentley Dynamic Ride, a 48-volt active anti-roll control system. But due to its sheer size, it could body roll, which you will feel a bit of on turns. Bentayga EWB is powered by 4-litre 32-volt dual-twin scroll turbocharged V8 petrol, serving up 550 HP power and 770 Nm of torque. It's mated to an 8-speed automatic gearbox.
This is the same engine that does duty on other Volkswagen group cars like, for example, Porsche. But in Porsche, it's more tuned towards delivering performance, while here in Bentayga, it's more focused on giving a luxurious drive.
The brief here is comfort and smooth delivery of power, and it does that effortlessly. There is just a bit of lag when you push the accelerator pedal.
If you are easy with the pedal, you won't notice it. But if you're pushing it, then you will most definitely feel that small lag. And sometimes that might catch you off guard because you end up pushing the pedal a little bit more than what was required. The claimed 0 to 100 kph comes in about 4.5 seconds, and though I haven't tested it myself,
but I can personally attest that it feels remarkably swift.
And while it does give you speed, it manages to do so by keeping the cabin absolutely comfortable and noise-free. No doubt Bentayga EWB is a very big car, but what makes it easy to maneuver in the city is the all-wheel drive system. Taking U-turns with this car is going to be a lot easier affair than you would imagine, and that's because the turning radius of this car is actually smaller than the standard wheelbase Bentayga. Isn't that something?
All thanks to the electronic all-wheel steering. At roughly ₹6 crore ex-showroom, the Bentayga EWB sits between JLR's Range Rover, Mercedes Maybach GLS and the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Albeit closer to the Rolls in price and a day after with it, I am convinced that it more than has what it takes to mix it up at this rarefied level. But what of that elevated perch within the Bentley stable? The Bentayga EWB is elegant, opulent and has the requisite modern touches. And the EWB also delivers a drive experience over the regular model with better maneuverability. And of course, there's the extra space and airline seats that are simply top-notch. So does the Bentayga EWB deserve top spot in the Bentley stable? In one word, yes.